Good morning, my worldwide family. I hope all is lovely with you. If not so, believe it, that it will, and it will be so. All right. So this is encouragement letter. It's more to life, and you know that. Part 3. So obviously this is the third part. So part 1 was sowing seeds. Part 2, which was yesterday, was friends in your circle. And this one, which I think is very important, not that the others aren't, but this one is exposure. Exposure. I feel like we're trapped, we're stuck mentally, spiritually, and just across the board because lack of exposure. We only go off what we know. You know what I'm saying? Like, we only make decisions based off what we were taught, whether it was personal experiences, which can be stifling. Because if we live in a certain neighborhood or around a certain culture our whole lives, then like we will make decisions according to that. Financially, you know, I mean, because a lot of us are trapped by generational curses in the financial department because our parents wasn't taught, because their parents didn't know, you know, and it was, you know, it was mainly because, you know, like the environment that they grew up in. Not saying that any of it's, you know, I'm gonna say bad to a certain point though, but you know, to a certain point, you can't fault someone that does not know. You know, now if there's resources, like now there's many resources versus back in the day. Back in the day, it wasn't a lot of resources for us. You know, but these days it is. So we can be like, well, it's because, you know, we wasn't taught or whatever, and it's because, you know, because the lack of resources and stuff like that. Resources are here. There's more resources now than ever, you know, with the internet, technology, and everything. So if we choose to stay stuck, boxed in, closed mind, then, you know, that's kind of our fault. However, you know, with the exposure, I've learned a lot, you know, and I'm going to speak about my circle of influence. Which brought about exposure that I didn't even know. Starting with the main one, my rock, Jesus Christ. So you know, so like here lately, he has been exposing a lot of himself to me. You know, and it's really been, man, it's been amazing, because with doing that, like, he's sharing information, he's sharing secrets to me, you know, just about my life. You know, he's just filling me in, he's just exposing me to you know, the future, you know what I'm saying, that different parts of, like, my journey, my calling and everything. So within itself, like, I mean, that's game changing, you know. So so he's the reason why I'm doing this now. I didn't see this, I didn't know this, you know, but there's much more to come. So and also my other circle of influences that, you know, due to situations that Christ has allowed and caused them to go through, you know, they not only learn life experience, but, you know, they have a relationship with God. And, you know, so God taught them and exposed them to different things in life, you know, brought people in their lives, you know, moved them out of what they were used to into another whole, like a whole nother, how can I put it? Like a whole nother setting, you know, and it's just I mean, it's just amazing how Christ worked. So those circular influences are for me are Steve Harvey, which me and my man been rocking since 2009, 2010. You know, with his come on, man, you like, that's crazy. People are crazy with this driving and being distracted. And so yeah, we've been rocking since then. You know, E.T., I rock with my man Sean E.T., you know, CJ, Jamal, and Mr. J Hatch. Like them cats, man, like, I mean, it's like the things that they speak about in casual conversation, it's like, wow, like things that I mean, it's just, like I said before, game changing, you know, like, so now, you know, we only go by what we know. So, you know, it's a mental, entrapment, if you will, you know, but it's like when you start learning information, you start learning information, you know, that's the keys to changing your mindset, right? So that's what's happening with me. That's what's happening with me, you know, and it's crazy because a couple years ago, Christ told me if I change my mind, then he'll change my heart. You know, I'm like, okay, I'll try. I mean, I don't know what that looks like, you know, but it's like, it's just a mindset. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, just it's a different mindset, you know, that allows him to do what it is that he's wanting to do within us. You know, and my other two is Trent Shelton and Inky Johnson. Now, I don't know these cats personally. I bet y'all like, man, dude, you lame. But it doesn't matter. You don't have to know them personally, you know, because it's because what God is doing, what God has done to them, and now doing in and through them, like, they're able to reach people like myself. You know, like, they are the ones that gave me a new outlook on life. You know what I'm saying? They gave me this drive. Shall I say, fueled this drive that you know, that Christ has already placed in me. You know, that drive, that motivation, you know, is because of them. Like, I've been doing this Your Struggles thing for like almost a year now. Like, this is the longest I've ever been consistent with anything in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, and here it is, you know, God has turned it into a ministry. You know, I didn't see this coming, you know, but it's just truly amazing. You know, like, it's truly amazing about your circle of influence. So, like, and I didn't know about that or whatever, and then they start speaking about that, and, you know, it's just a trip. Like, it's just a trip how it changed one's mindset and changed their focus on life in their circle. Excuse me. Now, everyone that you know, that I was once close to, grew up with or whatever, like, they're no longer in my lives, with maybe like an exception of one, you know, and it wasn't my choice to remove them. You know, God has taken me somewhere, and, you know, he needed my undivided attention. I needed to be closer to him, so he allowed, you know, he moved some things around in my life to now, like, you know, like, all the, you know, everything that I'm being fed is positivity, you know, and it's a whole myriad of things, you know, and you know, I might dive on this again tomorrow, because exposure is serious, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so your circle of influence is very important, and exposure. And matter of fact, we're gonna talk more about exposure tomorrow, because like, this is wow. Okay, so that's where we at. Yeah, it is more to your life than, and you know, all right.